Hey guys, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. It's beer 30. Let's go take a walk, see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Thanks so much for swinging by. I do appreciate it. Guys, we're going to get into the beer mail package that Brennan sent us from the great state of Utah, guys. And it's been a while since I've had a beer from Utah. And I reviewed quite a few of them really in the early days of my beer reviews. And I thought it was very interesting that it's a little different than it is here in Virginia and Utah because the ABV dictates where the beer can be sold. If it's 5% or less, it can be sold at the grocery store. But if it's more than 5%, you have to go to the liquor store to get it. So you don't have to do that here in Virginia. And there are other states that have similar laws to that, guys. Still in this day and age, I mean, they have those kind of regulations still in effect. That you would think the Craft Beer Association would have, and the Beer Association anyway. Even the regular beers, the Bud Miller and the Coors make beers that are bigger than 5%. Not a lot, but they still do. So maybe they're in control of that and trying to keep it at 5%. So all they have in there is their crappy beer and none of these better beers. Yeah, that's probably more like it. So let's get into this one. This one is from Red Rock Brewery. This is their Red Rock Alephino. And when I look at it, and y'all see they have a kind of a little theme going on here with several of their beers, and we'll get into the other one when we get into the other one because it's a really strange name, and y'all probably seen it in the fridge in there and from the beer mail video. But this is what Untappd has to say. And this is an 8%er, guys, and it has 88 IBUs according to what Untappd has got here. And the government warnings on this side of the label got the Elephino. This actually used to be called Elephant, but I think there was some legal issues there. And on the side here, it's got the date printed in bright white on the label, very easy to see. And it's got 3268 point, and that's probably some kind of timestamp or batch number or something there. Then it has the regular date, 012324, January 23rd of 2024. So, brewed and bottled by Red Rock Brewery, Salt Lake City, Utah, double IPA, 8% alcohol by volume, 500 milliliters, guys. It's been a while since I've had a 500 milliliter. And the bottles are going by the wayside, guys. Y'all probably notice there's more and more breweries going to the cans. That's probably going to be the way it's going to continue to go. Only these special type, and the 500 milliliter is more than 16 ounces. So more bang for your buck there. So I'm sure this was not a cheap beer to buy. So again, Brendan, thanks for the awesome beer mail package. Every one that he sent me is bigger than 5%, so they all came from the liquor store. So says here, hoppy citrusy resinous. Elephant was the original name of this hop-centric flagship ale, a certain mass-producing lager brewery in Denmark with a beer of the same name stripped our double IPA of the Elephant title. They probably got a cease and desist letter from a lawyer. A group of frustrated Red Rock staff was tasked with finding a new name. Story has it someone said, well, I don't know if we're going to name our beer. Another replied, Elephino, and the misheard Elephino was unanimously their choice. Anyway, that's how it came to be. So that's a little slap in the face from whoever it was in Denmark. We're not going to mention any name, but I know who it is. So, with that being said, guys, that's all we need to talk about. So let's let this elephant out of the bottle. And What I remember, I may have done some Red Rock beers that may have been the grocery store beers, because something's sticking in my craw, and I may look while I'm sipping on it that I did some Red Rock beers that I found transitional. But I digress. I'll take a quick look while I'm sipping on this one, and this all ain't gonna fit in here. And I'm gonna do the swirly swirl anyway, because I can't see anything in the bottle, in this dark brown bottle. So, I don't think we got any chunky. Well, I don't know. That's about what I normally get at. Maybe a little bit more. 500 millimeters, 16 ounces. That's 1 pint, 9 ounces. 16 and 9, that'd be 25. So, it's a little bit more. It doesn't look like it's that much more, though, in the glass. Guys, it's very hazy. Not super hazy. More like a chill haze. But it looks cloudy in the big part, but I can see the light through the thin part there, guys. So I wouldn't consider it a New England style haze, but nice looking beer. What do you think? It's an 8% too. To the nose we go. It's a basic citrusy, little bit of pine. I'm getting I'm getting a little bit more maltiness than I preferably like in mine. It's more, to me, it smells like a hazy West Coast style, especially with 88 IBU. So this is not the sweet beer. This is more of a more bitter West Coast style hazy beer. Smells good. So let's dive in. Cheers. Citrusy. I'm getting a little lemony, pine, little grapefruit, not much. Definitely, to me, a West Coast style. The bitterness is up there. It's a tasty beer though, guys. I mean, it's a very decent beer. I don't think it's blowing my hair back or my socks off, but that's a tasty beer. Now, if this beer is reasonably priced, it's a decent beer, but it's definitely into the West Coast style. To me, just my humble, honest opinion. And again, depending on the price, couldn't get this at the grocery store, so I hate to think that I had to make a special trip somewhere else to pick up a beer beverage, which is convenient here. Well, if they have it. Sometimes you go into the ABC store just like having to go to the craft beer store. What's the difference? You have to make a separate trip to go buy a beer that you can't pick up at the grocery store while you're buying food. So, again, I digress. Anyway, let's put this back up here. I don't get to use this much anymore, guys. It's almost going by the way of the dinosaur. So let's go sip on this one. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got a little left here. A nice placing is left on the glass. Guys, I think it's a decent beer. I mean, it's definitely not blowing my hair back and my socks off, because it's a little more maltier than what I personally like. A lot of people like that nice balance between the malt and the hops. I'm a hophead. I like it on the hoppier side instead of the maltier side. And again, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do to create a malty beer by letting it age, get older. So it depends on what you like and, you know, what you want to drink, guys. Again, it's leaning toward more of a Dogfish 90 malty. To me, not that heavy quite, but it will get there eventually if you just let it age. But I've grown accustomed to the sweeter New England style beers. So as far as what I would probably buy, I would probably not be unless it was a great deal on this beer. I mean, if you could buy this beer for whatever it costs Brendan to buy it, but I'm saying a good deal. If you can get 4 of these for $15 or less, that may be a good deal worth purchasing, but too malty for this boy. Final chew. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, it is fairly easy drinking. I mean, 10 years ago, this would have probably been a 10 beer in my book. So that's how much my palate has changed. Final chug. Yes, 10 years ago, that would have probably been a 10 beer in my book. But right now, borderline between a B plus and an A minus. So guys, I think it's, with the date on it, I think I'm gonna get it right up into the 90, which is A minus, just barely scraping in. The date here on the side of it in that bright letters was the kicker. It puts it over the top. ADV's on it, bright number where you can see it on the label for the dating. Yes, I'm going to put it right up in there. So really, yeah, I mean, if you can buy this beer at a reasonable price, it could be a good go-to beer for me. But not to the point where if you're paying $5 a pop or more for these beers, it could get expensive drinking those regularly. Unless you're just one of those people who just hit the $1 billion lottery, and you wasn't me. Anyway, guys, Red Rock Alephino, or Elephino, however you want to. I think they want it to be pronounced that way. Elephino. L-O-F-I-No. If you jump over to Beer Advocate, they have it 88 in their very good range. Over at Untapped, they have it at 3.9. So that's about their 88 to 89 range. Not quite to the A minus, with 14,763 ratings. So been doing this beer for a while, it looks like, guys. And I looked while I was sipping on this. I don't think I've done anything from Red Rock Brewing. So first time having this beer. So with that being said, if you've had Elephino double IPA from Red Rock Brewing out of the great state of Utah, let me know. We got some Utah beers in the fridge that Brendan sent, so we'll be doing one of those next. So if you've had this one, let me know, guys. Till we meet again, let's run in there and see what's in that fridge.